Come on, start the show. I clapped
like
4 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And 3 minutes ago. Okay, and 2.5 minutes ago.
Why are you holding us up, Kenny?
I know, Kenny.
Because you all stop
You could have finished Flasco Man 3 times by now.
Oh, my God. Hello and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101, the podcast that smash. I don't know, I just read what's on the script. This is level 164. Joining me tonight is the very excited Big L.
Yeah, how's it going?
There it is. KooshMoose.
Hello.
And Rocker Dude 52.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, let me tell you something, brother.
I feel like we had to hype it up with each level, each introduction.
Yeah. Well, you got me excited now, brother. I'm going to eat my vitamins, say my prayers, and play my video games. Yeah.
The WWE is dead, brother. It's all about the AEW now.
Yeah. I'm going there tomorrow night.
Is that actually true?
Yes, it's dead.
Oh, that's the thing? EW, Entertainment Weekly? That's where Hogan is now? I might actually watch that.
I used to watch Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah.
I thought that was just for, like, moms.
Yeah, and?
Well, yeah.
They had to watch it before Wheel of Fortune.
Before our early supper.
I don't watch it. I have no idea.
I get that. I know that.
Literally. All right. Well, we know what the
did I hit record?
The breaks are going to be on this one. Honestly, I wouldn't surprise me if you didn't hit record.
He's laughing an awful lot.
Yeah, he thinks he doesn't laugh too much.
I've never seen him laugh like this.
What the hell, Al?
Somebody's in the sauce.
He's broken.
Can you ask the question already?
You didn't have any brownies today, did you, El?
Or was last night your birthday, so now you're just in a good mood.
Yeah, brownies you didn't make, but maybe we're at a potluck.
Ah, I see what you did there. Okay, go.
Did you say so? All right. Let's jump into our news this week. First thing.
Did Halo come out yet?
TA news. No, that's going to be perpetually delayed. That's never coming out.
Halo: The Infinite Disappointment. That was a good title.
It will not launch with grenade explosions.
Yes, they took out Grunt Birthday Party. I'll be so pissed off if they do that.
Oh, that would immediately make it the worst Halo.
We'll be in the middle of a par score run. I'll be like, Kenny, you didn't turn on the Grunt Birthday Parties. Quit right now. That's a true story. I would do that. I would do that.
It would be Prue's favorite Halo, though. No Grunt Birthday.
Yeah, Prue hates fun.
All right, but yeah, let's get into our actual news. No, Halo is not out yet.
Oh.
What is out is the cheating policy has been updated on TA. For those,
I think there's a 24-hour grace period. I'll be right back.
All right, one, time travel.
Go ahead.
And two, I would take no grace period in consideration. All right, so basically, two main updates to the cheating policy, specifically stating in TA's words, manually adding or editing files in mod-enabled games to unlock achievements or alter achievement requirements is now against the rules, along with launching a game with a command line argument or using software to do it for you for the purpose of unlocking achievements, altering achievement requirements, or to unlock options disabled by the developers. It does not affect in-game mod stores such as Surviving Mars, so you can quit asking about that. Surviving Mars is safe to do. Minecraft worlds, those are safe to do. Some of the things that are not safe to do are Pillars in Eternity, Mountain Blade, something else. Starbound, I think that's it. It basically, if you have to go outside of the game to do something, then you're probably being a little sketch. And Yes.
I thought that was a rule already.
Well, I mean, it was a bigger gray area. It's allowed, I guess, by Xbox, and people are upset about TA making the change. And basically, TA they've drawn the line in the sand. It needed to be drawn. It's their site. You need to adhere to their rules. So if you don't want to, then by all means, do what you will and get banned or get set to gamer score only, or whatever, and quit complaining. You're on their site, you need to follow their rules. But I think I read it today, probably by Rich or something, maybe even in a tweet that he did. But I mean, the whole purpose of the site was to differentiate themselves from the Xbox gamer score model. They made true achievements. It's differentiating themselves from Xbox in a different way, and it's their sites, their leaderboards, so they don't want cheating on there. Of course, you got easy games you can get 1,000 gamer score in, but these other games that you have to modify yourself to get it in, well, they don't want any part of that. So yeah, just don't do it. The 3 that we mentioned specifically are all Windows based. You basically can't, that I know of, you can't really get in trouble with any console game. So it's always going to be like a PC game where you're having to go outside, download a third party something or other, and modify a file. Just don't do it. It's pretty easy to have your moral compass tell you what's right and wrong in the situation, to me.
Now, just for clarity, in case anybody doesn't know, what about console commands?
Console commands, if they're in the game, are fine. The bullet point that I read where it says launching a game with a command line argument is different. That's where you're opening a command on your computer, you're typing some kind of code that is executing some kind of file or code to do something. If you're
no. That's not what a command line is. What a command line argument is basically just a flag that you pass to the exe as it starts up. You're not executing, you're not throwing code in, you're not doing any of that. You're just that to me is weird. Like, that one probably should be allowed, I would think, because that is the same thing as a developer putting in a developer console that you can access by hitting the tilde key. So if you can hit the tilde key and type God mode, that's the same thing to me as a flag, a command line argument that says, run doom.exe / or dash God mode. That's the exact same thing. So that to me is silly, but whatever.
Well, this is launching a game with it, not.
So all you have to do, so you can open a command prompt and you can type in the exe. It's the exact same thing as double clicking the icon on your desktop. That's really what it is.
Sure,
it's the exact same thing. So if you have an app that launches apps for you, but then also types in that command line, it's the same thing as you double clicking. Or going in and changing your properties and saying always start with this command line. This part is just really silly to me. But I digress. You were talking about something completely different, which is a game that injects code. And that's not the same thing as a command line argument. But yes, injecting code or injecting something that's being run that is not part of the original program, that's definitely a hack.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying.
Sorry, that cheeses me. Sorry.
No, that's good. I need to be told.
You're the coder. You understand this.
He's taking notes.
So, right. So they don't like, TA doesn't like you doing that, but I guess you can go in and open Fallout 4 or Skyrim on PC, hit tilde, and do whatever the unlock all quest thing is. That's still good. So, that's still fine and dandy. Another big part of this change is on games that they know about this stuff happening and there could be questions, they have actually put a little, I've seen where there's a box where it says investigations and it says there's known cheats or hacks for this game. Basically don't do it. Or in some cases I think it was on Minecraft, Windows version at least, there was a little blue text box, kind of like an information box, and it said the use of worlds and shared worlds or whatever they said is completely fine. It's allowed. So I really like that feature. The thing is, it's got to be updated. So whenever that thing happens, TA has to update it, and I think that you'll be fine as long as you don't jump on these things the minute that a video goes up online. Just do your research, and really, I think your moral compass will probably lead you in the right direction on what's good and what's bad.
Hey, Corey, is boosting allowed? Man, some of these people on the forums were a little crazy.
Yeah, if boosting's not allowed, then looking at achievement solutions is not allowed either.
Damn it. Unsubbing from TA.
I'll say there goes TA.
Yeah, it's dumb, but I'm happy that they've put a line in the sand, and hopefully we can move on
until the next controversy.
Of course, it'll happen during G-Task, I'm sure. There'll be some unlocker come out or something.
We need to just go back to preloading controversies and stuff like that. Bring back UHH, damn it.
He told me he was going to the hospital and quit. Then he played games.
I was on my deathbed. I had to play my Windows Phone.
And just to be clear, to wrap this up, these are effective immediately, so don't think that there's a grace period or anything like that.
I mean, there is from now, but not from when you hear this, you see.
Yeah.
So it's
yes.
So if you go back in time 2 days, you can totally do it.
If you can go back in time 2 days, you might as well just go back in time like 2 months and then do them all real quick before this ever comes.
If you can go back in time 2 days and spend that time to cheat games, then
yeah,
good on you.
All right, let's get into our next topic of discussion, and we're going.
Mr. Pumpkin 2 comes out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, come on, Kenny.
No.
Come on, Kenny.
The first was awful.
You need to stream it with no guide. Come on, we'll help you.
That sounds even worse.
Oh, dude, I had the best.
Especially because, Corey, would you just say it was like a half hour for 300 gamer score? Or at least the
I
first
saw
one,
a video and the thumbnail said 320 gamer score in 25 minutes. First chapter.
Yeah, so at least the first one was like 45 minutes for
first 3 chapters, maybe.
This one has
possibly
probably a story, a full voice acting.
It's probably got a cantaloupe in there.
Actual
accessibility options.
A gourd.
Colorblind pumpkins. Oh, gosh. Please don't say accessibility options again. That's a callback from 2 weeks ago.
You trying to squash me?
I am.
Trying to squash me?
Good one.
It's a callback.
All right, but yeah, our actual topic of discussion for this week is not about some stupid pumpkin. It is about Marvel games. I swear to God, if one of you says that there's a pumpkin villain, or something like that.
You mean the Hobgoblin?
Hobgoblin, yeah.
Power Rangers has a pumpkin.
He throws pumpkin bombs, yep.
Yeah,
All right.
pumpkin bombs. Yeah.
All right, fine, you win. But no. Marvel games, with the announcement that the PlayStation is getting Spider-Man 2 and now Wolverine, which kind of sucks because they're going to be both developed by Insomniac. They're both going to be exclusive. We are not going to get them on Xbox, and more likely not, they're not even going to be on PC. So let's just imagine, what if we could get an exclusive Marvel game? What character or team would you guys like to see? What kind of game would it be? Develop, blah, yada, yada, yada. As always, we post this out to our patrons. I'm going to read off the first one, or I'm going to read off one of them from Wild West 08. He wants to see a true Avengers game, not this live service crap. A self-contained RPG made by Obsidian. They've done New Vegas, they've done Outer Worlds, they have the pedigree and the experience to do RPGs, so he thinks that just a straight Avengers single-player RPG would be amazing. And you know what? I second that. That sounds like a pretty cool game to me, too.
Great. I think they should have like a dating sim with Jean Grey.
Explain.
Jean Grey.
You said it. Now you got to explain.
You play as Jean Grey and you go around and you do like what do you call it? Like the tables where you get to talk to people for 5 minutes and
speed
see
dating.
who you like.
Marvel presents speed dating.
Yeah. I just thought of that. It's not my original answer, but you made me think of that. That's a pretty cool game idea.
How did I just make you think of that?
I have no idea.
Do you
remember they did that in 40-Year-Old Virgin? It was a good scene.
Don't remember that, but okay.
Okay. Speed dating with Jean Grey. Only her.
All right. Well, we know who L wants to. Who L looks at in movies. Corey, what do you got?
So before I give you my answer, El Follette, he always writes in. He said we've mostly had big blockbuster Marvel titles, and he'd really like to see smaller indie style games. He says obviously maybe Vayner or roguelike. Large cast and diverse abilities translate great to platformers. I agree. I love platformers, so I'll pick that any day of the week. A Vayner or a roguelike, I'm trying to figure out how those would work as a team. I like those type of games to be, one person that you're building up or you stick with the whole time. I don't like when they switch characters on me. So I think you'd have to pick a certain person for that game to work. Which one's the best? I'm not sure. I mean, a lot of them could probably work in their own ways, but they have to have a lot of abilities to upgrade to make the Vayner or the roguelite really to work. But, I'm always down for that experiment. One that I thought of, and maybe it's a given. I hope not, but I've always liked the character Gambit, and he's not used a whole lot. Okay. I think he's really cool. He has all
he is.
He has all the right abilities. Like he has a weapon, he has a staff, and he has his cards that he charges up. He also has healing abilities, regenerative healing. So perfect for a video game.
Does he?
Yes.
I don't remember that. That's interesting.
He's able to heal himself by stimulating his cellular activity. The X-Men Wikipedia page tells me that.
Awesome.
So
it's very stimulating.
It even says that he can use his powers to travel through time.
What?
I'm just
now they're just making stuff
what
up.
the internet says, and it only he has enhanced agility as well. And so I'm thinking, if you take all of these things, you could put this in I'm going to get the developer wrong. Oh my gosh. I have to look it up. And I just forgot.
Don't forget his
game.
sweet Cajun accent while you're doing that research.
Hey. Rogue.
Arcane. If you put this into an Arcane game like Dishonored, I think that would be like the perfect game for Gambit.
It's like first person?
See, I think it would work really good in first person, but I really like third person games better. So maybe have a toggle or just make it a third person game. But I think an Arcane game with Gambit as the main character would be pretty sweet.
I like it.
So that's who I would pick. And then sticking with the one person theme, Dino Bull wrote in and he said an Ant-Man game developed by Tactile Development. I don't know what they've done. Anybody know?
I do not.
No, it's not ringing any bells.
Yeah, but he said a small sandbox type game, like the arcade Dead Rising game, so they'd be able to put more detail in the areas that you shrink in. I think that'd be cool too. I like Ant-Man, and if Paul Rudd could voice him, I think that would be chef's kiss on that game. Yep.
I like it. Sounds cool too. I like that.
Yeah, that's the problem with these characters that are, in the movies, is that anything that has those characters, like you saw that Sony conference where they were showing off Guardians of the Galaxy, and everything just felt like slightly wrong, like not quite right. Like that's not Bradley Cooper.
I mean, even playing the Avengers game, you're just kind of like a little bit disappointed, and that's not even including the gameplay.
So they'd have to get Paul Rudd. I agree.
Yeah.
They'd need him. Now, you were done, right, Corey?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Mental Knight says, how about an over-the-top vengeful Planet Hulk a la God of War or Asura's Wrath? Now, those games are known for their QuickTime events, especially Asura's Wrath, which I think is like 98% QuickTime events. And I know that there was the Incredible Hulk game back in 2008, and
I think it was just called Hulk, right?
Yeah. It's actually the Incredible Hulk. I'm looking at it on TA right now.
Oh, I must have played the 2003 game called Hulk.
Oh.
There was a couple of Incredible Hulks.
Well, maybe that was on the original, but as far as gamer score goes, the only choice we have right now is the Incredible Hulk by publisher Sega, developer Edge of Reality, and right now Stallion, Smirnov, and Noth Ultra are the 3 people on my friends list that have the completion. So
I'm gonna look this game up
played
because I would definitely play this, and I think Hulk is so mistreated in the movies and in the game.
100%.
Well, according to Mental Knight, maybe something will change. Maybe we'll get an awesome QuickTime event type game based off of that. I actually have it on my shelf back here, of course, because I like all those Marvel hero games, even though I haven't played them. And I intend to play that at some point. And then Eruteark says stealth-based Black Widow would probably work well. Unfortunately, I don't see a lot in the main Marvel characters doing anything different than Spider-Man, in the sense they'd all basically be to travel somewhere and fight a bunch of guys. Not that most wouldn't prove to be good games, they just wouldn't offer much in the way of variety. Of course, Marvel Kart would be the true best game to be developed. I hadn't read that part before. That's pretty funny. I could totally see like Spider-Man like webbing the cart in front of him, and Hobgoblin or Green Goblin dropping those pumpkin bombs.
But like they're full size people. They don't shrink them down, right?
Oh no, I think you got to shrink them down and have like weird large heads, right? That just seems like the way to go.
Oh man, a bunch of Marvel Funko racing.
I think this Black Widow game would be awesome. Like if you did a Black Widow game,
that could totally work
in the style of like a Tomb Raider or like a an Uncharted or something like that. I think that could be really cool.
Or just make the next Perfect Dark, but instead of Joanna Black, it's just Black Widow.
Yeah, just make it good. So my
dang,
sorry.
There's at least 2 people that just yelled at you.
So much sass. I'm
so
sorry.
Too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Jables got me riled up somewhere else. I just, I don't like to.
Jables.
Yeah, I'm just saying Jables. When you hear this was your fault. So what I chose, if you're going with like a shooter genre, I'd like to see something with like Cable or Bishop or even like Jubilee. Like that would be like pretty cool. Or Dazzler or something like that where it's light based and you could do cover and stuff like that. And then I think Bishop has the ability to absorb energy and things like that. So you can have some pretty cool like puzzles or like he's dealing with the environment. He's like taking power from over here and using that to like take out guys or something like that, or he's redirecting their energy weapons back to do all. So there's all kinds of cool stuff you could do there. Or else, I was also thinking like maybe like a stealth combat 3, third person obviously because that's the best, with like a Nightcrawler. But then I'm thinking Nightcrawler, he's not very strong. And then it came to me like, well, what about Magic? Like Magic is pretty, badass. She can teleport. She's got that sword. She's got a lot, maybe more potential than Nightcrawler for like just being a really over the top combat. But those were my picks, and there's so much to choose from. But yeah, off the top of my head, those are the ones I would go with. That haven't already been done.
Yeah, quick interjection. I just put a bid on the Hulk on eBay, and it has 3 days, 17 hours left. So anybody hears this and upbids me, you're dead to me.
Done.
Oh, now what I'm.
This is an expensive game.
Come on,
by the way.
How much is it?
Come on, Corey. Everyone knows you don't put a bid. You watch it and then you bid at the last minute.
So
you could do that.
I could buy now for $15, but it's disc only, and it's supposedly tested in perfect condition. But I can bid like $460 right now.
Hulk smash disc.
Everywhere else, it's at least $30. I don't know. Yeah.
I
Wow.
think there was like a PS2
You're sitting on
Hulk that I played that was really
small chunk of fool's gold over there.
You're
Yeah,
sitting on a
that's why
gold mine, Trebek. Aw.
So I'm going to make sure
Rest in peace, Norm
that
McDonald.
I have it.
good. How about you, El? What Marvel game would you want?
Oh, hi. You remembered me? Huh?
I was getting to you.
My favorite Marvel peoples are the Fantastic Four, believe it or not. And
been done so
unfortunately,
dirty.
they've had 0 good games and 0 good movies. They have been done dirty. So I want them to come out with a good movie and then a game based on the movie that is good.
At what point do they stop trying, though? I feel like Fantastic Four is Silver Age or Golden Age comics that need to stay there.
They need one more shot.
I mean, it came out around the same time as Spider-Man, so that's not fair.
I was like, when did the latest Fantastic movie come out?
They've done the origin for Spider-Man 3 different times as well, though, but you've ignored that. So they keep trying until they get it right, damn it.
Oh, God, that last one came out in 2015.
Which one?
That's later I thought
the
it was.
Amazing Spider-Man?
No, Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah. I saw that in the theater, and yeah. Less said about that, the better. So, the Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer game is very bad. It has a 1.9 rating on TA, which is very generous.
Yeesh.
The only thing that it has going for it is that it's 4-player co-op, which it should be. And it gets bonus points for me for all 4 players getting the achievements. So that I enjoy. Other than that, it's trash. And honestly, I never found Marvel Ultimate Alliance that great to begin with either, to be honest.
Okay, watch your mouth, buddy, because
I was just about to say,
those
you just
games
made a lot of people
are
angry.
good.
Okay.
And
no,
just this week, somebody told me, a podcast told me that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 was actually their favorite one. So that just made me extra salty on the whole matter because we didn't get it.
Have you ever actually finished 1 or 2?
Yeah, maybe even both.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I like those games.
The stack.
I've started them so many times and just...
Luckily, I have access to both of them on the new versions that were delisted as well. But I think I've gone through the first one again, but I don't think I finished the second one. I would love to have a team of players, but they keep delisting these dang games.
I got it. I'll play with you. And you walk me through it. They got those trivia questions. and
those are fun games.
Throw discs at people. I don't remember. There was some crazy things going on.
Well, for my game, I've got the best game right now. I want a VR experience of Daredevil.
Okay.
Moving on.
Which would actually work on the Xbox. Good pick.
So back
real answer.
So back to speed dating. Maybe one with Deadpool, and then if he doesn't like them,
I want a Deadpool too.
I
love the
Deadpool with
game.
Ryan Reynolds as the voice.
I have something that Skeptical Mario brought up earlier. He didn't tag, so it's not his official response. But just for you, L, you like Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Think of Snake, but with Mr. Fantastic.
Like
just use his
Metal Gear
arms.
Solid?
That's so dumb.
No. Like the
Fantastic Match 4.
That's so dumb.
That's pretty awesome. I would play that.
I would play it too, but that's so dumb.
And then Thing comes and just punches him and says, "Hey, Stretcho, get out of here."
He had another good one. He said Oxenfree with Deadpool. Oh, this one, Galactus Damasi. Like Katamari Damacy. But Galactus.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. I was supposed to read a patron thing. Heizo said, "I second Obsidian making an RPG. I want one of your character upgrades to happen naturally. So instead of Arkham games where you randomly have gear airdropped in or found in a stash somewhere, I want something like an Iron Man game where I can slowly upgrade my suit as I discover improvements." Oh, yeah, they did make a game like that, Heizo. It was called Metroid. Good God. Just play Metroid.
But he wants a good game.
Just play Metroid, and then maybe they can have Samus Iron Man crossover there.
Listen, I recall the Iron Man game on Xbox 360 being pretty good. Fairly
Iron Man
good.
He's played out. Let's get Man of War instead.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
War Machine.
Yeah, War Machine. Damn it.
Man of War. I was like, what?
I was like, Man of War. What is
Damn
that?
it.
I knew.
I'm glad.
I knew what he meant. I knew what he meant.
I had no idea what he meant. I was
Man at Arms.
Who the heck is Man of War?
Manatee. I don't
just know the band.
Something Man.
Because Don Cheadle deserves his own franchise. Damn it.
would be great. It would be great. If Don Cheadle was only like the last half of the game.
He was in.
And they had.
He made Space Jam amazing.
Had what's his face be the first half? That'd be the best.
What's his face is awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Iron Man 360 gameplay right now, and like, just imagine what they could do now. Like, what's that game that flopped? BioWare made it.
Yeah.
You gotta be
Anthem.
Mass
more
Effect.
Like Anthem.
If they put
Oh
like
my
an
gosh.
Iron Man skin on Anthem,
Oh,
man.
Anthem.
Which they basically did.
Yeah.
They did, but they didn't want to get, sued.
See,
Yeah.
well, that's why you just call it Man of War. Done.
Yeah.
I've solved the problem.
With Play-Doh.
Titanium
You
Man.
mean
With-
Machine of War?
With Play-Dohs. Absolutely.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was our topics for discussion.
Yeah, just to
Or it's
add,
got one more.
Basically it all came about because of the PlayStation thing, like you said, and how Insomniac is the one that got away, and now they're doing great things. I do have to like wonder if they didn't get away, maybe even if Microsoft bought them, what would they be making? Probably not cool Marvel games, unfortunately. So
That's actually a good thought.
That was an enjoyable
we
sigh.
would get Sunset Overdrive 2, hopefully, but we
Yeah, and hopefully
wouldn't
it'd be
have
good.
cool Spider-Man stuff.
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. The new Spider-Man game is 2023. The Wolverine
At
game
the
didn't even
best.
have a date. It didn't even have gameplay. That's like a 2025,
At
2024. This is a typical Sony playbook move, where they just showed their cards like way early, because they've got nothing
If you think
now.
about it, they have no big holiday release this year
that we know of. Yeah.
that we know of, and we're like halfway in September. But that you bring up a good point about the dates. I actually have decided by myself. I did not tell my wife. I am going to get a PlayStation 5, probably digital, just for the Marvel games. But
Wow.
I think I'm going to do it after I hit 1 million gamer score. Perfect. It will line up probably a good timing where hopefully they're available, and Spider-Man 2 will like be right around then because I'm just over 300,000 away. Good little reward to myself, I think.
Well, there you go.
Just ask Chip. He'll take care of you.
Well, I hope in 2 years' time they are still not that hard to get.
Wait, 2 years?
Yeah, we're 2 years away from Spider-Man 2, at least.
Yeah, they said 2023.
At least.
300,000 gamer score should take you no more than 6 months.
I could get it next year if I wanted to.
Ah,
Yeah.
This will let me pace myself.
but you
Well, I
could,
mean, you get 200,000 in a day.
you
so,
could play Spider-Man
right?
1 in the
It's
meantime.
not that hard.
So why don't you take 2 days?
Fair point.
There you go.
It's true. It's true.
Simple enough. You'll get the 1 million by the weekend.
All right. Well, thanks to the patrons for helping us shape this opening of the show. It's been awesome. We'd love more of you to participate. We love reading your answers.
Yes.
Check it out.
Now, there are the games that we would like to have that are never going to be. Now, let's talk about the games that we actually have been playing. Let's do Nate first. Let's go in order.
All right. So the game I played is the Artful Escape, and that just came to Game Pass last week, and I was really looking forward to this game. And
Like the was in there.
I was really looking forward to this game because I had no idea what it was about. It looked super cool. Looked really stylish. Like I didn't know what it was doing, but it looked like it knew what it was doing, and it was going for it. And the game definitely does that. Let me start off with the negatives, and then I will just talk about the positives. Okay, so the game, it does that thing that, like I like the LucasArts games, I like the conversations that they have, but sometimes they just go off on this weird, esoteric tangent that just, I can't follow the thread, and it's just like, okay, you're just wasting my time here. Sometimes they do that. This game, that's like 70% of the conversation is like weird, esoteric, just whack stuff that just doesn't make any sense. And it maybe makes sense in the theme of what they're doing, but the conversations to me just lost me. I fell asleep playing this game like 2 times. In the early levels, it made me super tired. I was not looking forward to this completion. And I was about a third of the way through the game about when I was feeling that way. And I came back to it and I said, all right, I'm just going to knock this thing out, just get it done. And I really enjoyed the back half of the game. What is it? It is weird, man. It's this beautiful.
It looks weird.
It's this beautiful side-scrolling platformer that has conversation choices. So imagine, what was that Wander Song? Imagine Wander Song if it looked good. And
nobody played Wander Song, so
no
they
one
don't
actually
know.
played Wander Song. They all cheated it. Imagine you had to play Wander Song. It was a long game. Thankfully, this game was shorter. And I actually played the entire thing and didn't feel like I needed to cheat at any point. But you basically run from left to right, and there's dead ends. There's really only one path you can go in any of these levels. It's either left or right or whatever. Sometimes you go up a level and whatever. So it's not complicated. You're not going to get lost. You don't need a map. And you're just going, you're talking to people, and you're making choices. And the choices, I'm here to tell you, don't matter at all. All they do is they are regurgitated back at you later in the form of fancy, flashy signage and things like that. So don't worry that your choices are going to lock you out of achievements or do anything like that or make you have to play the game a second time. They're all basically just whatever. They're just personal choices, so you can go ahead and do whatever you want. But like I said, the game is beautiful. The side-scrolling, it's amazing. There's parallax. There's just stuff going on everywhere. So it really is great. I as I was playing it, I was thinking, I think these guys were developing a side-scrolling platformer like action combat game, and they decided the combat was hard, and instead they put in this guy with like real floaty jumping and guitar solos and things like that. And one of the things that bothers me about this game is that in order to get the early achievements, you have to hold down that guitar the whole time. And that solo that he's playing just goes on forever and forever, and it's grating. It kind of ruins the experience. You don't get to hear the background music so much. It is impressive that the solo kind of matches the level of music that you're playing. That part's pretty impressive. But if I could just turn the solo volume down so I can enjoy everything else, that'd be a lot better. Now, when they have the really musical kind of crescendo parts, kind of like at the end of a section or something like that, where you're doing like a boss battle, that music does get kind of good. And I actually wish they spent more time with that, because those songs, they feel more like Queen. Like Queen is like just rocking at the end of a song, and like the whole orchestration is coming in. It's just like this big sound. And that part was really cool, but it was way too short. I just spent way too much time running through a level that didn't matter at all, other than it was pretty. And I had a little conversation with a guy, and that kind of broke up the level, and then I kept going. So this game doesn't know what it's doing, I think. But it is a really pretty, really pretty game when you're playing it. It kind of reminded me of Oxenfree in the dialogue choices, but they didn't really matter, like I was saying. And the whole kind of aesthetic was reminding me of Headlander. So if you take all these and you kind of mash them together, and then the music was kind of like the Beatles or Queen just mixed with Bill and Ted. Like, I don't know what this game is, but it's like all of those things kind of just mashed up and thrown in a blender and then for free on Game Pass. So yeah.
Well, the way this looks, were you just not high enough?
Yeah.
Was it colorful?
It could be that I didn't go to Elle's potluck, and that's why I didn't have as much of a good time as I could have.
What do you mean?
So this was kind of like I said, it was a kind of a slog at the very beginning. Like, I was real sleepy, but then the back half, when it really just starts to pick up and go, it was more enjoyable.
Did you complete it or just finish it?
Oh, I completed it. I got all the achievements. There's only a few, I'd say like 3 or 4 achievements that are, level based or whatever. Everything else is just progression. And when you're completely done with the game, there is level select. So if you miss something, you can go back. I actually missed something. I missed jamming with a character, so I had to go back and jam with that character at the very, very end. And then I got the full completion doing that. But for a game that I was waiting for a long time to see what it was a little bit of a disappointment. if they had a stack, I would be hard pressed to want to play it again. Let me just put it that way. Now, Corey, I know that you beat this game before I did, which is weird because I didn't know you were playing it at all, and I did this over the course of 2 days. So
yeah, I think I started it on the 10th, and I think you were the next day. I didn't know you were playing it either until I saw the completion, and we were one person in between us, so it's kind of weird because we didn't talk about it. But I echo a lot of what you said. I was looking forward to it. It's not exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's a psychedelic space rock opera that they made into a walking simulator, and calling it a game is a little bit of a stretch. You jump some and you play this basic Simon Says memory game. That's kind of it. I completely agree with the like the oxen-free kind of dialogue choices, and yeah, they definitely don't matter what you pick. If you're gonna play the game, try to enjoy it as best you can. Don't look up a guide; it's not needed at all. For me, I was trying to read everything, and I was listening to it all. And actually, the back half, I was like, okay, I'm ready for this to end. So I kind of like skipped through that stuff pretty quickly. The biggest criticism I think I would have is there are long stretches of dialogue, and you have to constantly press the A button to get through them. I wish it would autoplay that. That would have helped me some. But I like the music, I like the visuals, but again, calling it a game is a little much. It's a walking sim to me.
Yeah, no, definitely. But that was the Artful Escape, and there's a bajillion games out there, so the disappointment won't last too long.
Yeah.
It can't all be good.
Speaking of, you could probably get it done in like 3 to 5 hours, so it's not terrible.
It took me 5, and TA says 3 to 4, so I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I fell asleep and I didn't realize it.
TA says 15 for me, but I had it running all day long.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
When I say that, you
All
say
right.
I'm lying.
Well,
You are lying.
you have to take my word for this one.
Speaking of Oxenfree, didn't someone say that they patched the first game to have new dialogue? Or
Someone
something?
did say that. Yeah, they have references to the new game or something like that.
Oh, the villains are appearing in the original game for the sequel. So that's crazy.
Something like that, yeah. Still doesn't make me want to go back and play it.
I still have my third run to do, so that's cool.
The silent run, I have that as well.
No, I did that
Still have
second.
my first run.
It's the one where you have to... I don't really know. You have to get
For
someone
knowing
to
you,
date.
probably be nice. The nice run. Yeah, so this is the
that's
second
me.
Annapurna Game Pass game recently that not like too crazy on. They got a streak going.
I mean, I still think... what was the first?
12 minutes.
How dare you? That was a good game. This game was definitely a letdown. This game was definitely a little bit of a letdown, but thankfully it was a short letdown.
That's what she
12
said.
minutes.
I think they hyped it up too far in advance. Like if I had just found out about this, this summer,
Yeah.
cool. But we've known about this game for like 2 years. I feel like.
Yep.
I feel like it's been longer than that.
Yeah. Well, we knew it existed and we knew it was colorful, but we had no idea what it was.
Yeah, I only have memories of the dude with the guitar floating through the air. I'm like, that seems awesome. That wears off.
Yeah. That you get sick of that real quick.
All right. Let's go on to the next game. Corey, I see you got SkateBIRD down. Has your opinions changed?
All right. So I completed 2 games this week, Artful Escape and SkateBIRD. SkateBIRD was an early review copy. When this podcast comes out, SkateBIRD will be available on Game Pass, just like Artful Escape is. And right now, I am the expert at SkateBIRD because I'm the only person to complete it. Got it early, so it doesn't really count. I'll take that. But I do have the game completed. I did everything you can in the game, and here it is. So SkateBIRD, I played the demo of it back in the summer demo fest, and I kind of I wrote it off. The only reason I picked it up because I was kind of down on review games is I'll just take that one, and because I could get the review done by embargo, which is over by the time you hear this. I'm about to record it after we do the podcast, actually, and I'm glad I've waited because the game, I think I feel better about the game a day or two later versus when I was playing it. The controls really kill the game. It is don't expect Tony Hawk. It's don't even it's like a bird. So
No one should.
It's like Tiny Hawk, but it doesn't control like it. And if you think like you're going to get that nice skateboarding experience, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. But the game kind of consists of you on as a bird. They got a lot of customizations, and you kind of unlock more. That part's cool. But you're thrown into this level, and there is a story going along, and you need to find birds on the map that you're on, and they have missions for you to do. The amount of missions varies between level, but it's around 18 to 20 on average per section. And I think there are 5 sections. So there's probably close to 100 missions, probably 90 to 100 missions that you have to do to get all the achievements. Most of them are required. Like they follow a chain of events, and the birds that appear on the map that give you these missions, they don't appear until you beat other missions. Now, there are a couple ones that I have found out are optional. You do have to do it for the achievements, but not to progress the story. And I think those are the ones that, like Tony Hawk, they'll put the letters skate on the map somewhere, and you have to go get them, or some kind of other letters typically, and maybe even like a combo score that you have to get. But as you go through and you're doing these missions, things about the room change depending on the mission. Maybe small spoiler. In the first one, like you're in a messy bedroom. The blanket for the bed is like drooping on the floor and blocking a path. You have to place balloons around it, and after you do that, the blanket has risen, and basically you made the bed for your human or whatever. And now, like, the bed top is a smooth blanket, and you got nothing blocking your path on the ground. I kind of like that, and that all the levels kind of have something similar. You're altering the level in different ways, so that part was cool. The part I don't like is having to search for these birds that give you the missions after you're done with them. They give you no indicator of where they are. You just have to circle around the map again, which has different levels. It's not like all one flat surface. Like they could have multiple levels that you have to go up ramps and grind to get to. So that part kind of sucks. Luckily, during the missions, if you have to go to a specific spot, which you do a lot of times, there is a little bird indicator right in the middle of the screen. It points you where you need to go. So that helps. Doing tricks and grinds and stuff is very basic. You simply like jump and press X and he'll do a kickflip. There's not a whole lot of combinations or anything like that to learn. It's very basic in that regard. The sound is good. The best thing about the game is the music. It has its own soundtrack. I give it high praise for that. It definitely fits a skating game, but the controls really kind of kill it for me. I don't say don't play it, but I just say go in with low expectations. I'm trying to think what else I can tell you about.
Yeah,
so
I enjoyed.
would you?
I was gonna say I enjoyed.
Is this like baby's first skateboarding game kind of thing?
Say that again.
Is this kind of like a baby's first skateboarding game?
I think a baby would get very frustrated with these controls, so no.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, it's that. To me, it's that bad. I really hate to say it because it kind of grew on me, but because I think you get used to it. There's a couple instances where like I hit the wall and maybe kind of got stuck in the wall and the camera went real crazy. The camera is not your friend at times. And it puts you off on the game because that is the core gameplay mechanic, is riding the skateboard, and it's just not as smooth as you would want. Achievements go, it's very straightforward. It's almost all story based, and then you have to do everything. So clean up optional missions. Every level has collectibles. All the collectibles are actually easy except 2. I had trouble with 2. So I think this game will put casual people off from completing it simply with those 2 collectibles. I know I spent like 15-20 minutes on, if not longer, on one of them, which isn't a lot of time, but a casual person is not going to put that much time into the game. One thing that I won't mention in the review that I do, but I'll mention here, is that at least with this version of the game, there is a game-saving bug that I encountered. I played it over 2 sessions, and the second day that I picked it up and played it, I had lost some progression. I had moved on to the next level, and I did a good chunk of the missions there, and I got reverted back to 5 missions in the previous level. So I redid my work, and I eventually went on to finish the game, and I never closed it. I then quit the game, and for science, loaded it back up. I lost everything I did that day, and I was back to that section. So I've sent the devs some emails. Apparently, they seem to be unaware, and I ran some tests for them. So hopefully they fix it. But if you pick this up day 1, just know that there is kind of a game-saving bug about halfway through the game. And so if you plan on trying to complete it, don't quit it out. Maybe even wait for a first patch. Kind of a stain on it, but I trust that they can fix that. So yeah, that's SkateBIRD.
So did they make a skateboarding bird game just so they can call it Tiny Hawk?
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the video you showed us with the glitchiness.
Yeah, like I said, there is a kind of story to it. Like, you're listening to what these other birds are talking about. And I kind of did that at the beginning, but I got to the point where that's not the point of the game for me. Kind of goes away, but they have some puns in there, and yeah, the physics and stuff are pretty funny. I don't know if that stuff will stay, but I imagine it will. The collision is just a little off, you know. I think this is this company's first game. I think it's a very small company or small dev team. Yeah.
Actually, they've done one other game.
What's that?
Spartan Fist.
Like on Xbox?
Yeah. It's on TA.
Oh, okay, I was looking at the publisher. Okay, that one's published by Jandusoft. They don't have a good track record, but maybe I'll look into Spartan Fist.
It's a roguelite, so give it 3 months, then you'll look into it.
That's true. This one, I guess, is published by themselves, so good on them. Time-wise, I think that you could probably get this done. It'll probably end up in the 8 to 10 hour range. I think that's where I completed it, and that may have even been after some of the rework I had to do, so it could even be smaller. But I do think it will have a decent amount of people who might just kind of give up on it based off of its little bit of jank.
All right, well,
Jankusoft.
that's SkateBIRD. That kind of sucks. I was kind of looking forward to that after watching the indie showcase, I think it was. Seemed kind of dumb, but kind of interesting.
It's got a good premise, and luckily I played that demo, so I kind of went in with a sour attitude, and I think it only got a little bit better. But just don't expect Tony Hawk. If you don't expect Tony Hawk, you'll probably be okay.
All right. Elle, what you got for us?
All right. It's me here with yet another baby game, but it's not quite as baby as usual. And it's not from Radalaika or Eastasiasoft. Glory be. This game is called Hyposphere Rebirth. It is from publisher Poor Cat. And their resume includes The Last Rolling Hero, which came out a couple months ago. I'll have to check that out. So Hyposphere is basically a marble game. So you're basically a rolling ball. I guess you would say that's akin to like Marble Madness.
Sounds like it.
It's very interesting because TA classifies it as a platformer, and I don't really like that designation at all. Even though you are, I guess, traversing across platforms, but it just, to me, doesn't fit the bill quite.
What would you put it as then?
I don't know. but it's something to think about. You're basically just holding up, or some levels are straightforward and some you're traveling in a maze. So basically there are these balls. There's these, you play as a ball and you're going around and
You're such a child.
And you're collecting coins and what the achievement calls scores, which is basically points. Unfortunately, I was smart enough to go into this game blind. What I did know is that this game has 60, count them, 60 achievements, and there are 100 levels. So you get an achievement every other level. So I knew that.
That's nice.
But you need 2,000 points, and I'm at level 90, and I have 1,500 points. So I think I was supposed to, in the earlier stages, slow down and get the points, but I was just trying to go through as fast as possible and jumping over everything and going as fast as possible. So I think that I'll still be okay. I think there's a new game plus, so I should be okay, able to get it. The game is $6, and it probably has gone on sale. That's why I have it. Yeah, so one thing that I'm annoyed about in the game is that for some reason they give you lives. But there's no need to give you lives, because if you die and get game over, it just says retry and you start exactly where you were as if you lost a life. So there's literally no reason to have lives or anything like that. The coins you collect, you can actually go into the store and buy lives, which I did just because I was sick of seeing the game over screen. Not that I'm bad at the game or anything like that. But
No, of course not.
but it just made no sense. You would lose your lives, see the game over screen, have to wait 10 seconds, and then you just retry and you're right back to where you were. So there's no point of having it. So that was a little bit annoying. Not much else to say, but it was refreshing to play a game like this. There's not too many out there. I think there was another one. Another game with balls, but I never played that one. I never
Spaceballs or Starballs.
Oh boy, what was it called? Marble Blast Ultra, I think. I never played that one. That was a Xbox Live Arcade game.
Don't know that one.
Oh, really? So yeah, if you want an easy-ish completion, but it's not in the 0 to 1 hour range, it's more in the 1 to 2 hour range. Honestly, it's probably closer to 2 hours. That's about where I am, and I've finished 90 of the 100 levels.
Okay. What about your second game?
That's all I got, believe it or not. I only got one game. Unless you're
Oh man,
There's a
know.
good one.
It's weird.
Did I
Hyposphere
say the
colon
name?
Rebirth.
That's the name of it. Oh, is that what
He
confused
thought Rebirth was a game.
you? Rebirth.
I'm so used to you having two.
I usually do, but I was trying to keep things brief this week.
That colon
Just like his
in my
underwear.
mind was a comma.
Yeah, you know.
Like I see the colon, but it registered as a comma.
So I'm assuming,
Yeah.
based on the title, that maybe it was a port where they added maybe some levels. That was just because when you hit guide, it just says Hyposphere. So maybe the Rebirth indicates that it was a remake or a port of some kind.
Fun fact: there are 4 games with Rebirth in the title.
Oh,
on
really?
TA.
Wow.
And on Steam, there's Hyposphere. So I think that's what you got.
So I think I'm on the right track then. Another thing to note, there is an achievement for watching the credits without skipping them. So keep that in mind also.
Oh,
But
good one.
you can, if you happen to skip them after beating the game, you can watch them on the main menu. So it's not too much of a worry.
All right.
But a game with 60 achievements you might want. You can be in that derp contest for like 3 or 4 years with this game.
I do like that if a game has a lot of levels and they want you to do them all, then they have a lot of achievements. Even if it's just, finish level 60, finish level 62. Looks like every 2 has an achievement.
Yep, every
And this
other, yep.
one
Yep. That is correct. And then you get scores, collect scores. So, yeah. I don't know. I feel like games from the 80s, it was nice to have a score. You don't need a score. No one's looking at the point total. Just a weird old tradition that...
Honestly, who takes a picture of the screen and sends it into a website anymore?
Yeah.
That's an old man's game.
Yeah. Only mules would do that. No one does that anymore. I do miss Nintendo Power, though.
All right, let's get on to some sales, get some game recommendations. I have one this week. Actually, click on that link. This might be something you may have some interest in.
Max Payne?
Wrong link.
Wrong link.
Wrong link.
Oh, my God. Don't do that again.
On the dock, not our DMs.
Okay,
game I'm going to recommend is Battle Chasers Night War. It's a turn-based RPG. Elle and Nate, you can go to, or not Elle and Nate, Nate and Corey.
That's my name.
You two.
Yeah.
You guys can go to sleep on this
It's
one.
me.
I like sleep.
This is a game, usually $30. It's now $6 on the sale. Like I said, turn-based RPG. I was watching some of the videos for it. Kind of reminds me of like a Final Fantasy type of a game.
Cool.
Older Final Fantasies. And it kind of has like hand-drawn graphics, I guess you could say. Looks kind of cool, kind of interesting. I saw a couple of reviews on it. Looks like it's getting some pretty good reviews. Might be worth checking out. Although it is a long completion, 60 to 80 hours, as is, most RPGs. But yeah. On a pretty good sale, so this might be something I check out.
Yeah, that's interesting looking.
I thought it might be something you'd be interested in as well.
Oh, yeah, I think that's part of
Kinda
the
up your
THQ
alley.
Nordic sale.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes,
there
it is.
is one.
I missed that one. Yep, you're right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's my recommendation. Battle Chasers Night War. Nate, what you got?
Well,
Even though you did steal one from me.
yeah, well, that's what I do. I didn't see a whole lot this week that interested me. Maybe one or two that I'm kind of interested in. So I thought this week I would do something different and just go for straight percentage. So there may be things we've talked about before. Things like Pumped BMX Pro, which for some crazy reason is listed as a platformer. Even though it's, you're on a bike. This is a blast from the past. We were very excited for this game to come out. It's $2.99 down from $15, which is 80%. It's still fun. It is more challenging than the first game in the series. And I actually couldn't get past a couple levels in. I just wasn't getting the timing right or something. I'm not really sure. I need to go back and finish off the first game and then also try to make a little more progress in this game. But I really enjoyed the first game, and I was enjoying a good bit of the second game as well.
I have beef with this game.
Oh.
An achievement didn't lock. It got stuck at 98%, and I said, screw it.
The worst.
Second game is Extinction Deluxe Edition. Now, this is an open world hack and slash. It looks kind of like Assault on Titan. Right? Attack on Titan.
There it
my
is.
brain
Attack
and
on
letters.
Titan.
So Attack on Titan, it looks a bit like that, but you're fighting these huge
Yes.
ogres. It looked really cool when they first showed it, and then I think results were kind of lukewarm on it, or reviews. People just said, it's okay. And it's $6 to $8, depending on whether you go for the regular or the deluxe edition. I don't believe that there are any achievements from the stuff you get in the deluxe edition, but it's only $2 more. I think there's some goodies, visual goodies you might get out of that. So it is $6 to $8 down from $40, which is 80%. And then finally, Watch Dogs Legion Gold. Now, if you are a member of the Discord, you might have seen Corey telling me about this on Amazon earlier this week. I definitely picked it up because that is the magical price. And that is currently what the sale price is for directly from Xbox. So it's $33 down from $100 for the gold edition. The gold edition is all you need to get all the achievements. So why spend more? And that is a 67% discount. And if you don't know what Watch Dogs is, it's a huge open world game. So you're gonna be spending a lot of time in it. Make sure you don't spend a ton of money, but do know that your dollars will go for a lot of gaming time.
It also includes the first Watch Dogs, the complete edition.
Yeah, I think X mentioned that.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
that's actually
great.
a really good deal.
That's great because, if you were to buy the DLC for the first game, it's not typically on sale, and you'd have to do that. So this is great. It's an even better value. This should have been at the top of my list. Do it. That drives the percentage up.
That Extinction is the one that I saw him at. And when I clicked on it, I went, oh, I need to tell Nate about this. He's going to love this game.
And Nate already owns it.
And then I looked at it, and it's like, oh, it's already on the dock, and he's talking about it. So, yeah.
Yep, and I already own it. So, but I don't have the DLC, so,
Rip.
Rip.
But if you don't want to pay for games, we got some games with gold that will be available as this podcast drops. However, throughout the entire month, Warhammer is still available. That's Warhammer Chaos Bane. I should clarify that because there's a million of those games. That'll be available all month. And now newly available on the Xbox One side is Waka. And that will be available until October 15th. And then on the Xbox 360 side, we got Samurai Showdown 2. And that will be available until September 30th. But both of those are newly able to be downloaded. And in Game Pass, we got some Game Pass news. Quite a bit of games have been added. First up on September 15th is Flynn.
It says it's more than Flynn, but yes, Flynn is a game coming out.
Flynn Son of Crimson.
That's right.
Thank you. Yeah. I knew it was something else. I couldn't find it. And then on September 16th, I Am Fish, SkateBIRD, and Superliminal.
We've heard good things about Superliminal from the community, by the way. Several people have said that's a great game. So
I dived it. It's very interesting. It's also,
what is it?
It's like a mind-bending perspective puzzle kind of game. Like it's first person.
Sounds interesting.
But like you pick up, say, a dice. And, dice is die are small, but if it takes up a lot of your screen and then you drop it, all of a sudden it's huge. It's the size that you were like last looking at it kind of deal. And you have to use that to solve some puzzles. I haven't got super far into it, but it's very interesting, and it's coming to cloud, console, and PC. So some people say we might see a PC stack of that one. Possibly.
Okay, well, what you just said sounds extremely interesting.
Look it up. It's not bad. I bought it recently, and yeah, it's got good praise.
All right. Let's see where we at. On September 17th, we have Origami 2. I think I said that right. On September 23rd, we have a couple of games that are coming. We have Lost Words, Sable, Subnautica Below Zero, and Tainted Grail.
We should mention that Lost Words is a stack. I talked about it last week.
I was just about to ask, is that game you talked about?
Yeah, it's the game I talked about last week. I was talking about the Xbox version, but on the 23rd, I think both versions are going to land. So you'll have the Xbox Cloud version, and you also have the PC stack.
All right. Well, that's nifty because I kind of wanted to try that, but I didn't want to pay for it. So yeah, cool. On September 28th, we have Lemniscate. Or Lemniscate. Yep, you're right.
This is one for you to check out as well, Fufu. It's up your alley.
Okay. On September 30th, we have Astria Ascending and Unsighted. And then on October 1st, we have Phoenix Point. And then as we get games that go in, we do have a couple that are being removed. On September 30th, all these games will be removed. Drake Hollow, which I was kind of expecting that to be on Game Pass way longer than that. Eichenfell, Night in the Woods, and Warhammer Vermintide 2. All those games will be removed at the end of the month.
Now, I talked about Eichenfell a couple weeks back, or months, or who knows. Time is funny. And at the time, I said, I think I might have mentioned that there was an accessibility option. But yeah, you definitely want to use those if you're trying to beat the clock. There's one that helps you with the combat if you want to play the game a little bit. And if you don't want to play the game at all, there is a instant victory button, an instant win button you can turn on. And then for every combat, including boss fights, when it's your turn, you just go, I'd like to win, please. And then the fight is over and your achievement is earned. And then you can go back to the really annoying walkthrough, trying to find your position and figure out which rooms to go to. And then, of course, they mess up east and west every now and then. But, whatever. That's one way to finish the game much more quickly than playing the whole thing.
Okay, yeah, this Lemon Skate looks cool.
Yeah, it's the little blurb I just saw is a time-bending, turn-based combat strategy first-person shooter. It's like a bunch of foo-foo words.
In a 25-second time loop.
Yeah.
This was like the first-person shooter version of, what was that game where Super Time Force? You remember that?
Yeah, I remember Super Time Force. Great game.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah,
I
so
know
it's like Super
of
Time
it.
Force.
I don't think I played it.
Oh, well, it was kind of mind-bending.
I might have, but I don't remember it.
You played like a person, and you played till they died, and then you restarted at whatever point, maybe the beginning, and you played to that level again, but your previous person is shooting as well up until they died. So you'll have a lot of people on screen eventually, and makes the level easier as you get further.
Yeah, so if you have difficulty with enemies attacking from the top of the screen, then you spend one of your lives just killing the enemies on top of the screen, and then your next playthrough, you'll eventually die before you get to the end of the level, and then your next time going through, you just hang out on the bottom of the screen because now your other guy's taking out everybody on the top. So you have to take those sorts of things into consideration. But this is now a 3D version of that, so that's crazy.
Okay, that game actually does sound familiar, so I think maybe I did play it. But let's get on to games coming soon. Corey, you're first up.
Alrighty, so coming Tuesday, September 21st, is a little indie game called Golf Peaks. Now, this was previously on Nintendo, but it's coming to Xbox, and it is a $5 game. It does not look like a quick completion, which I think is good in this case. It says it has 120 levels of challenging puzzles and relaxing music and a minimalistic style. So think of, and old people, I need your help. What is the old game that the little
Frogger
alien the alien creature is jumping on yes. Okay, think Q*bert.
Whoa.
That's like the landscape that you're on, and it's like a golf game.
Wait, what do you mean old people?
You guys have played Q*bert apparently.
You swore a lot.
The little thing that was in
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes. Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah. And so, anyways, you take that Q*bert style landscape, but make it golf. And some of the squares are obstacles. Maybe they're mud or water. You have to avoid them or go over them some capacity. But instead of using a power meter to launch your golf ball, you are given cards that determine how many tiles the golf ball will go. And you play those cards, the golf ball moves, and you try to get it into the hole. So it's like a little strategy game, like card-based golf. And like a tile.
That sounds interesting.
Look it up. Golf Peaks, $5. I'm going to be getting it just because it just looks like a very chill, cool game. I don't think there's a story that you have to pay attention to. Not that I would anyways, but it looks like one of those chef's kiss indie games. This would be really good on a Nintendo. I can see why it probably did well there, because I would want to take this. I would want to take this mobile with me, which I think it did start out as a iOS exclusive. But hey, it made its way to Xbox, so I'll take it.
This reminds me of something. I don't know what it is.
Q*bert?
I'm trying to think of it. No, not that. It's something else.
Frogger.
Yeah, the Frogger. That's it.
Sweet.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Nate, you're up next.
Yes, so on Thursday, September 23rd, there's a game called The Plane Effect. Now,
I knew you were going to pick this game.
well, yeah.
His name is next to it.
Yeah, it's my name's on it. You're reading the doc. That makes
Before
sense.
you actually put your name next to it, when I was looking through these games, I knew you were going to choose this one.
Why would I pick this one? Since
It
you know
looks
me
like
so
a Nate
well.
game.
Because it looks like
It just looks like a Nate game.
You got it right. A dystopian isometric adventure following a lonely office worker as he attempts to return home in the face of impossible odds. Experience a remarkable journey expertly brought to life with gorgeous visuals, which I love, crafted and tailored by VFX experts. This game, it reminds me of Inside. So, yeah, it's a Nate game. It's kind of dark color scheme. I think there is a little bit of color. I need to go back and look at the screenshots again. However, it looks weird. It's labeled as adventure. So I'm kind of hoping that that's cool and that doesn't look like there's going to be any combat or anything. It looks like it's mostly, go here, do this, just like Inside. There's 33 achievements. We already know what those are. I haven't looked too closely at them. However, they look like a mix of progression and then also some secret ones, which I didn't want to look at too much because those are kind of like, oh, when you're in the level and you do this thing 3 times, or when you do this weird solution, or you stand over in this spot, you'll get an achievement. Those are always fun to just kind of get naturally on maybe your first playthrough or whatever. And I also checked. Be reassured, there does not appear to be a no death run or a no 5 death run.
That's nice.
So maybe this one's a little more accessible. I'm hoping it's like Inside, but I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to keep my eye on this one for sure.
I think it's
The Plane Effect.
It looks like a Inside-ish type game. And there's a giant monster. What the heck is this thing?
Yeah, so the thing they talk about insurmountable odds, I think there's what did they said it was like a interplanetary beast or something?
Yeah. I'm watching the trailer and it's like there's just some weird like you said, like some beast that just pops up. It's
so like some world-ending event happens and you're just trying to get back home to your family. So that's kind of cool.
Something else to note on this, on a little like coming 2021 screen, it only has Xbox Series X, so this probably isn't an Xbox One game.
It's definitely not like demanding looking.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not on the Xbox One. Kind of weird. All right. You done, Nate?
I am done. I am done talking about The Plane Effect.
Okay. I didn't know if I interrupted you or not with saying that. Elle, you're up. What you got?
Oh, man. This is the game I didn't know I wanted until I saw the trailer. And I still don't want it. But probably going to get it anyway. They are creepy and they are kooky. The Addams Family Mansion Mayhem, which looks to be debuting on the heels of the Addams Family 2, which also nobody asked for, but I guess the one from a couple years ago did well enough. Addams Family was kind of a big deal when I was growing up. There was the 2 movies in the early 90s with Raul Julia. And my family used to watch the old black and white cartoon. The series on Nickelodeon, Nick at Night. But the new one's kind of like a CGI thing. And they're coming out with this game, and it's a 4-player party game. So
that's interesting.
this is gonna be terrible, but if you get 4 people, it'll be awesome. It's one of those. It looks like the kind of game you're gonna be yelling at each other a lot. So you get a few drinks down, and from what I saw, it's just a 4-player party game. But from reading some of the, it says you've got to solve puzzles and stuff. So I wonder if there's some cooperative stuff as well. So I'm curious to see how this one goes. And that comes out on Friday, September 24th. The Addams Family Mansion Mayhem. I'm sure we'll hear more about it. And then Mental Knight will play it in by himself with 4 controllers and let us know how it is.
All right. Well, if that, let's get into some contests. Gamertag Challenge.
Yeah, we didn't have this in the sheet. So I had to go check.
KooshMoose! Did I win?
Yes. No, I can tell you, it says right here, L did not win. It's weird that they would write that, especially since I managed the sheet.
Is that invisible ink?
It's not so invisible. So this month, our gamer tag, our patron gamer tag that was picked is the Alpha Seagull. And the wildcard game that he has chosen is no, it's not Forza. It's Dragon Quest XIS. And those are some letters. That's worth 1 bonus draw. I think 2 people have this game, and so good job on you 2. And the bonus is Stacks on Stacks. Achievements from games that have stacks. Or, games that have most of the achievements from another game that happens to be like a stack. So remasters could sometimes be considered a stack. In this case, the spirit that we're going for here is that the Alpha Seagull came over from the PlayStation side to the Xbox side. And over on the PlayStation side, he was talking about all the crazy stacks and all the crazy versions they had of games. So that's the spirit of our bonus here. It's just games that there are multiple versions of. So Assassin's Creed and the Ezio trilogy, that would count, for instance, even though it's not truly a stack. So you get 1 achievement in one of those games in the stack. That's worth 1 draw. If you get that same achievement in another, that's still worth 0 draws. So we're not going to let you go through and just rack them up. It's 1 draw from an achievement that has a stack. You don't get points for all of them. So don't go doing the Arkham thinking you're just racking up the big points. You're not.
Yeah.
You're getting
Here
1.
was the month when you go play Minecraft.
Yeah, definitely. That one too. Yeah, do not think you're going to win just by playing Minecraft. So, and it's per game or stack of game as well. So if you have any questions, check out the Discord channel, the GTC channel, and we'll try to answer them there.
All right. And for our final spot, Brag Can't. Take it away, Corey.
Brackham!
Thank you, Will. Completions. Bedholm has passed 400 completed games, and Matism 600 completed games. Both Mad Eye, Pad Eye, and Kitty Skies passed 650 completed games.
Nice.
And our very own Elroy OMJ passed 1,000 completed games. He happened to do this. He was looking for something that fit his style. So that would have been a Palgi game, an easy 1,000 gamer score completion. And it's full of puns. I assume they're all full of puns. I don't know much about Palgi games, but
right.
They are all awful.
He loves his puns.
Yes, he does.
I'd be a beat 'em up.
In ratio, nobody's doing anything. In streaks, Survivalist is currently on a 50-day win streak, as is Neo 21 and Wild West 08. RPG Davey is currently on a 200-day achievement win streak. Fluttery Chicken on 500-day, and Prince It is currently on a 600-day achievement win streak.
All right. In Gamerscore, CJH Carter has hit 500,000 gamer score. Is this right? 3 of them? Holy crap. We have 3 new millionaires to talk about. 3. We have 3 new people all hitting that magical 1 million gamer score. That is Dave Bodum, Vulgar Latin, and Raw Sauce Ross. Congratulations, guys. Part of the Millionaire Club.
All
I think
right.
we had 2 last week. This is nuts.
Oh, nuts. More on them later.
But also in Gamerscore, Triple Triad 777 has hit 1.1 million gamer score, and Mad Eye Pad Eye has hit 1.2 million gamer score. Man, everything's in the millions nowadays.
Yeah. In leaderboards, Alex R. Davies is now in the top 10 of the TA difference leaderboard for both Vayners and Xbox One Vayners. Ahizo is in the top 1,000 of the Achievements 1 leaderboard and the top 1,000 of the Max Possible Completion Percentage leaderboard. Ben L72 is in the top 5 of the TA difference leaderboard for Metroidvanias. Rutarek is in the top 20 of the Europe completed games leaderboard for turn-based and the top 10 of the England TA leaderboard for role-playing plus turn-based. Infamous is in the top 5 of the TA leaderboard for dungeon crawlers. Kitty Skies is in the top 10 of the Wales Gamerscore leaderboard. Nightwolf is now in the top 20 of the Colorado True Achievement leaderboard. Wait, if it says 20, it's got to be 420, right? It's Colorado. Top 20 also of the USA TA leaderboard for Vayners. And good old, no pun intended, Retro Chief 1969 is now in the top 100 of the TA difference leaderboard for point and clicks. So normally I have some brag camp stuff here, but with all the huge milestones, I wanted to pay some more attention to those guys. So CJH Carter hit his 500,000 with Nate's favorite achievement, seriously take a break in Starballs for spending 500 hours in levels. So I thought that was clever.
And he filmed it. So
he did film it.
All 500?
He did film it, and there's a Denver Broncos logo, so we'll just ignore this now.
500-hour video on YouTube.
Gross.
Really, just skip to the end, people. Just skip to the end.
It's quite the video.
That's amazing.
Do you remember the days of YouTube where the max was 10 minutes? Now it's 10 hours, right?
And the resolution was like max 240.
Those are the good old days.
I don't know about the good old days.
Raw Sauce Ross, I'm pretty sure when he was about to hit the million that he was having issues with Xbox Live, but I'm pretty sure he did it completing LA Noire Japan. So that was pretty cool.
That's a odd choice, but okay.
And there's one thing we didn't talk about on the show. At some point, there was a mistake, and they were giving out this game called Blaze. What was the deal with that, Corey?
So somehow,
I know you guys know about this.
Yeah, somehow Blaze and the Monster Machines is a children's show that you're going to be familiar with if you have anywhere from like a 3 to 6 year old or something like that. Maybe older.
I don't know about it.
Or if you go to a potluck.
And they are coming out with a game, Outright Games, fancy children's game publisher as of late. They are also producing Peppa Pig and PJ Masks. Well, they had this $40 kids game coming out in October, and somebody screwed up and put it on the Xbox store. Not only did they put it on early, but they put it on for free, and word got around. At least 300, actually probably like at least 600 people, I think I saw on TA, had started it. At least that many people got in on the deal and claimed that license, and they promptly, probably within like 2 or 3 hours, stopped that from happening. And a lot of people were trying to complete the game. Koosh and I were very, very close in completions again. And even as of today, so that happened on what, Friday, Koosh? I think it was Friday.
Yeah, I think so. September 8th.
Yep, and even as today, September 14th, that we're recording, Mike Pitch just started it up. So he claimed it while he was away, and it's still startable. Surprising to me. So if you got it, you could probably still play it. But yeah, a $40 unreleased kids game got put on the store for free, and that's why it pays attention to be in our Discord and just to kind of check along, because I did ping. I think I pinged here, so if you're around, you should have been notified.
All right, that's an excellent story. The reason I brought this up is because Vulgar Latin used that game for his million.
Oh, wow. All the games.
Yes.
Nice.
He said he wanted to blaze it up. So he's also coming to my potluck. And Dave Bottom, our other millionaire.
Bottom?
No. I say it how I want to say
Bottom?
it. I want to say it how I want to say it.
Sorry, Dave.
Don't forget, his gamer pick is a half of a Jewish star with a bra on it. So don't forget that. All right, Dave Bodum. So anyway, I was figuring out what he got his million with, and it was co-op achievement in Space Jam. Isn't that lovely? he played it with his girlfriend. So everyone has their own way to do things. Some people try to hit it on the head. Some people don't care what they get it with. Some people plan it out. We'll hopefully get our millions soon, I guess. No rush, I guess, also. But good job, everyone. 5 people in 2 weeks in our server. That's awesome.
Yeah, that will do it for us.
Hold on.
Hold
on. Before you do your outro stuff, I just got blown away. So if you've listened this far,
this is awkward.
This is a PG podcast.
If you've listened this far, you get some SkateBIRD hot tips that I just figured it out because I have to make this video and I was looking for some art. Apparently, they have cheats in the game, and you can make it to where you always have the super, like they call it the fancy meter, which makes you go fast. You have to build that up. They have a cheat to have that always on. That would have saved me at least 7 minutes. They also have one that lets you put on sticky wheels that you can ride up a wall forever. And then another one that toggles like cycling where you teleport throughout a level. And when I was complaining about not knowing where to go, who knew it? There's a small mini map in the game that shows you different points where the secrets are, the collectibles and the missions. This game just got raised up a point, and yeah. So if you want the hot cheats on SkateBIRD, hit me up in Discord. I'll share them.
Nice. All right.
We just updated the cheat codes policy, and here you are giving out cheats.
They even say that those are the ones in the game now. They're going to add more later.
I am telling the investigations manager on you, so he could send a snarky remark back.
Now you have to rethink your review.
Well, good thing I haven't recorded it yet. It just went up at least half a point.
Oh, you like it better now?
That's on me for not noticing this map that has. I mean, to be honest, I saw it, but I didn't know what it was. There's just little like dots on this mini map, but it's not like a normal mini map. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm looking at a review guide.
Well, now I need to look at
it. How could you not know a mini sent map? It, and that's the only reason I know that's in there. So we'll see.
All right. Well, after that, like I was saying, that will do it for us. There'll be some more content coming up after this, so be sure to keep listening on. If you like to watch us do our live shows and periodically someone will stream, you can check us out on twitch.tv/AH101. Please follow and sub to us there. We greatly appreciate it. If you want to get in contact with us, you can send us a Twitter tweet on the Twitter @achievements101. Link to the Discord if you want to get them sick SkateBIRD cheat codes. Discord.io/AH101. You can also find us on YouTube, Achievement Hunting 101. And lastly, and most importantly, Patreon. If you enjoy this content, you want to help us out, keep going. Patreon.com/Achievement Hunting 101. We greatly appreciate your support.
Oh, also, don't forget, if you want your milestones read on the show, to be friends with our TA page, which is AH101-4639. And that way we could read your milestones on the show.
Yes.
Muy importante.
And also, one more I just remembered. If you are in the giving mood, you don't want to give to us, but you do want to give to sick children, Devin, Vulgar Latin, he is doing an Extra Life campaign. He's currently diving all kinds of games because of people's generosity. Generosity. That's the word I'm looking for. Generosity, not generous.
Nice to tease.
Because of people's generosity.
Niceness.
He did eat a chip with the last dab hot sauce on last week that you can catch on our YouTube or in a Discord. I think we have a clip of that somewheres. Because we got to 500, because he got to the $500 mark. If he gets to 1,000, he said that he'll find something hotter than the last dab to eat.
Mm-hmm. And that he'll dive every game he has access to.
Every single game, which is
a lot.
It's a lot of games. Hundreds of them. Actually, it's well over
dozens.
1,000. So Even if you don't care about those rewards, you can donate to Actual Life. It goes to a great cause. But with that, class is dismissed. See you next week.
Oh my gosh, I forgot more SkateBIRD stuff.
Oh.
You can turn on infinite balance and yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You're pulling an L.
Welcome back to One List, Two List, Bad List, Good List, a segment where we take a look at the achievement list of a couple of games, one that's the cat's meow and one that's the cat's bow movement. What exactly makes those lists good or bad? Well, that's what we will be discussing. This is One List, Two List, Bad List, Good List. I am Elroy OMJ, and I just ate a bowl of chili. I am joined today by an individual who lives in a land where it's always chilly. He is Vulgarland.
Oh, no, it is like 95 degrees today.
Ooh, bless your heart. My goodness. Yeah, 95 degrees.
I mean, it's gotten to, I think it got to 110 earlier in June. It was
nice.
It's been warm.
That's good corn weather, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, you bet.
All right. I like it. I know it's good rice. It's good for cotton. All right. That's what we grow down here is rice and cotton. Yep. So, all right. Well, I guess I'll start things off since this is One List, Two List, Bad List, Good List. So I have a bad game for you.
Oh, all right. Let's hear it.
All right. So the game's probably bad in more than one way, but we're looking specifically at the list here. And the game that I chose is Airy-Sky Castle. So there's several Airy games out there. This particular one, Sky Castle, is a 1 to 2 hour completion. It's a flight simulator, and it is $10. I don't know if it's actually listed as a flight simulator, but it should.
It's listed as adventure.
Adventure. All right, it's an adventure in how to simulate flight. All right, so you're just flying around. It's like a walking simulator, except you're flying. All right, so there you go. It's $10. It's worth 1,150-ish TA, so not a super challenging game. And there's 10 achievements in it. You get them for completing the 9 stages, which is actually 8 stages, which I'll get to in a second. And then you get one also for knowing how to load up a game on your Xbox. So that is a skill that is often overlooked. So knowing how to actually turn on your Xbox and load a game is worth 100 gamer score, it seems. So this one
sounds good.
yeah. I think it's starting your journey. You get it's like the Oprah. You get some gamer score. And so you said you've played a couple of the area games. So which ones are under your checklist so far?
Untitled Airy. I gotta look at the series here, but like I think the only one I haven't done is Sky Castle.
Wow. Okay.
No, A Journey Beyond Time. Oh, there's a new one coming out. I haven't done
that. I know. Everyone's excited.
I've done Little Bird Adventure, Broken Memories, and Journey Beyond Time.
Fantastic. All right. So I, too, have dabbled in the airy atmosphere, and I have done 3 of the 4 as well. And I have done every one besides Broken Memories because it was $15. And the other 2 are very quick. They're a 0 to 1 hour completion. So this one is probably closer to what you experienced in Broken Memories. I haven't played it, so this may sound very similar. I don't know because I haven't played it. And but this one takes twice as long as the other 2 I had done. And this one has a 1 to 2 hour completion time, which would have been nice because if you look at my completion time, I am clocking in at a whopping 4.5 hours. And I can explain, but
you got lost.
Yeah, I'll explain in a minute. So let me tell you what the problem I had. Well, actually, I'll explain now. So I didn't use a walkthrough. I've played several of the other area games. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, just fly around and grab crap. But what do you need a walkthrough for that? Well, this one. There's this one stage. Actually, there's 2 stages. They're just horrendous. And one of them, I cannot for the life of me figure out what the final thing is that you have to fly through. And, it was just maddening. And so then I fired up a walkthrough and I followed it and I still couldn't find it. I'm like, how is this even possible? And I think it glitched on me because I was following it too closely, like because when you grab something, it like flies up and activates something, and so I got too close to it, and I think it messed it up. So I think I spent a good 30 minutes, maybe longer, on a glitch that shouldn't have been there. So I finally just quit out of it, and then I got it the second. Well, actually, I stopped playing it for a good hot while, and then I loaded it back up and finally got it. But anyway, so be careful if there's. I would say maybe follow a walkthrough on a couple of them, but most of the stages weren't really bad. Now, so what makes Airy Sky Castle a bad list? So the game itself is super annoying. Oh, and let me tell you one more thing about why this game's a little annoying. Is you can tell me if this is similar to Broken Memories or not. But in the other Airy games, you just grab things and that's all there's to it. You had it on the screen. You have like feathers, I think is what you're grabbing. And so yeah. So 12, you'd be like you fly through one and say like 1 out of 12. So okay, so there's 11 more to grab. Got it. I know what to do. This is easy. Well, with this one, what they did is they kind of branched out. And so there's like these feather things that aren't feathers. They're like little energy orbs. And so you might have like 8 of them in one little area, and you have to fly through all 8 of them in order to activate a single feather. So that's where they get you, is you don't know how many of these little energy orbs they are. You can try to count the little, it's like, for example, there'd be like all these torches around like a circular globe that has a feather in it. Mm-hmm. And once you fly through an energy orb for each one of those torches, then the ball in the middle breaks and then you can fly through the feather. And so you could count the number of things that are pointing at it, but sometimes that's not very clear, especially when you're flying around trying not to run into things. And so it's just a hot mess. And so you don't know exactly how many collectibles you're looking for. And so I would use a walkthrough on those stages. I think actually stage 2 is the worst one of all of them. But anyway, I would follow a walkthrough on this one because it can be pretty frustrating, especially take my completion as a cautionary tale with my 4.5 hours, but for a 1 to 2 hour completion game. Now, so let's get to the list. Why is it bad? Now, the main problem I have with this list of Airy Sky Castle is, one, the list is like super unimaginative. It's like they mailed it in. It's one of those Friday afternoon specials you talked about. And so it fell into the classic trap of using the name of the achievement as the description of the achievement. So that's never a good thing. So all but one achievement has the scheme of world _ with a description of finish world _. And I do have to give them props. At least they used Roman numerals, which is way cooler than just putting World 3, put I on there. Or,
I.
Yeah. And so they have Roman numerals, but that's about the extent of the creativity of their naming scheme. So I always say that's pretty crappy. They definitely don't care about the achievement community if they, just put in, if they don't put any thought whatsoever into it. So
are you besmirching the good name of Epi XR Games?
No, I actually like their games. Well, actually, no, I don't.
Oh, no, I don't. Those tank games can...
Oh, I actually enjoyed the tank games. I didn't know there was a cheat for one of them, and I played it legit, and I'm actually really good at retro. Is it retro? I forget which one it was.
Well, no, they're all the same. Games. Yeah, they're like Techno Tanks, Retro Tank is the tanky tanks.
Yeah,
they're all the same game.
I was like, how the hell are you supposed to kill this final boss with only bombs? And that was the only one I couldn't get without using the glitch. And so I felt really accomplished on that one. And I was wondering why the TA was so low on it. And then I found out about the two. Brer Rocker told me about the 2-player thing. I was like, no.
I didn't know there was a glitch. Now you're helping me out.
Well, it's not a glitch. It's just use the second controller, and then they won't attack the second controller or something like that. I forget exactly what they only try to shoot one of them, and then you can just literally roll right up to them and kill them all, and they won't even care. Yeah. So, but Air Bounce, the jump and run challenge. Have you played that one?
No, I've not done jump and run challenge.
Oh man, that is so fun. You've got to play that like now. I mean, it's just so amazing. You're running, you're jumping.
You're challenged.
I'm sure that I'll talk about this game on another segment at some point. I'm just waiting for Chewy to play it. So Chewy,
Sure.
yeah, I think both of you should play it. I think everybody should play that game. It's just so amazing. All right, so what are we talking? Airy Dash Skycast. So that was my first problem with it, was the naming scheme. Not a huge thing, but the second thing is that was the whole basis of their naming scheme, but it doesn't mean a thing. It's not like Life of Fly where it's a straight path. This one kicks you into this central hub, and you can play any of the worlds you want in whatever order that you want. So by saying World 2, that may not be the second world you encounter because there's nothing on there. There's no Roman numerals on the gates. You just have to find some glowing stuff and fly into it, and that's the stage you chose. And so I guess maybe you're following the walkthrough, then you probably would have this. Maybe they go in order. I don't know, but you can play them in any order you want. So the numbering system is moot. Right? So it would actually be more challenging to play them in order because nothing tells you what the order is. So my order was 6, 3, 1, 2, 5, 4, 7, 9, 8. Now the reason you finish with 8 is because that's not even a real world, and they don't even know their own system, because the last world consists of you flying through like a throne. I assume that's the sky castle you're in, but you're flying through a throne room. And then you grab the mystical cassette tape or something. It looks like a cassette tape. You grab the mystical cassette tape, and that's apparently the grand finale. I guess it means something. I don't know. But that's World 8, which you can't access until you finish World 9. So they don't even play by their own rules. And so it's just, there's nothing about the list that makes any sense. Like you number all the worlds, and then you don't even have to do them in that order. And then you don't even give them a creative name. So for example, here's a fix. Each one of the stages has something unique to them. Like, for example, there is a big tree stage. That's the one that really screwed me over. There's a dungeon stage. There's a castle stage, a pirate ship stage. There's all kinds of, like, each one of them has its unique scenery. And so why not tie that to the achievement scheme rather than just use some numbering scheme that doesn't even make sense? So, for example, you finish the dungeon stage, you pop the achievement called "Some Birds Aren't Meant to Be Caged." Yeah, see how easy that is.
Yeah,
and you escape the dungeon stage. Could be the description. Whatever. It doesn't. There's no numbers on it. So that was kind of my main problem with it, is that they just melded it in, and then when they melded it in, it didn't even make sense. So just bad all over. And so Airy Dash Sky Castle, I give you the bird.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, thank you.
Would you like a good list? I could make it better with a arguably good list.
Well, I would like that. So tell me what has tickled your fancy.
So I am going to go with a game that some people might think is not a good list. I'm gonna try to see if I can't convince you otherwise. I'm gonna go with Sea of Thieves, which is the pirate game. It's a naval game. Among other things.
Any gondolas in there?
Yes, a lot of gondolas, and but yeah, and even though there is no boat racing, it is in the list here. It's a good game, I think. The reason I'm going to go with it being a good list is that it has quite a bit of like random things to do that are fun. I'll get into that in a little bit. But also, it helps kind of determine what you're going to do. So it kind of gives you goals. Because the game itself is very open-ended. It's just like, go out, do this thing, turn it in for treasure, repeat. So the achievements give you some goals. But some of the ones that I've really enjoyed, there's one for finding an enemy pirate and throwing a bucket of puke at him. Just 'cause. That's always that's a fun one.
Video games.
Yeah. Have you ever thrown a bucket of puke at your enemies? I have. It's great. I love it every single time. You have to. I'm not going to say that this is easy either, because you do have to do quite a lot. The ratios on these can be kind of grindy, but I just still think that giving you the options, it gives you a lot of options for things to do, and it keeps you playing. It gives you a lot of different variety in your goals. And the game itself is, like I said, pretty open-ended, so that having something there specific makes it a lot of fun. But yeah, it has a lot of updates too. So if you're in for ratios, things like that, you can go for it. There's PvP achievements, so you have to do quite a bit of that. Some of them are pretty easy to do if you manage to get a different crew on the same one. So we were able to do that. I loaded myself into a cannon and shot myself aboard their ship. That's an achievement. That was a lot of fun. You got to kill a kraken. You got to kill a shark. I mean, if you're able to complete everything here, you're gonna feel like you really made the most of it. There are some achievements that I'd consider to be kind of like there's some for selling the tomes of fire, and you have to find all of those. And same with so there's like tome 1, tome 2, tome 3, and that isn't very fun. But a lot of them also have riddles as well, so it keeps that sort of theme there, especially at the beginning. The original list is all done in riddle. And I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying doing that. Been enjoying doing the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff.
Is that out?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was out. Oh, okay.
It's
Cool.
Yeah, there's like little side bonus challenges in each of the instanced missions, and those are fun to do, and they have their own little puzzle elements to it and figuring it out. And it's a fun game to do with a crew. I would very much recommend the game.
Oh, that's are you gonna be the 136th person to complete it, or
No, probably not.
out of 287,000 people?
Yeah, I have 95 people is what it says on mine for the full completion.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna take you a minute. It's not easy. I'm not gonna pull your leg and say it is, but
all right. Well, I have a question. So, what would you say to the individual that says, it may have the most amazing achievement list in the world, but this is a 200-hour completion and it is 25,000 freaking TA. That's probably a red flag.
Well, that just means it's difficult, but I would say that a difficult list isn't necessarily a bad one.
Well,
that's there's a difference between difficulty and bad.
There's some that are just obscenely difficult, though.
This isn't obscenely difficult. This just means you're going to have to put in some time and play the game, and the game itself is fun to work through, and especially to play with friends. So yeah, if you just and especially as like kind of a pick up and play, maybe you just do it with a crew every couple hours, here and there, and you do some missions and run some stuff in, and eventually you get it done. Yeah, it gives you something to work towards, and there's a lot of ratio, but it's not as bad as it used to be.
Okay, I'm sorry. I do have to correct myself when I said 200 hours. I just realized it has a walkthrough. Mm-hmm. And the estimated time in the walkthrough is actually 500 to 750 hours.
Yes, probably. Yeah.
Even though there's a couple people that finished it in 0 to 1 and 5 to 6 hours.
I think they're probably full of it. Yeah.
Oh, maybe. So, 500 to 750, that seems like quite a commitment.
It is. Yeah. You're going to do it not because it's easy, but because it is hard. It's if you do manage to complete it, it will probably be one of your best completions ever.
Probably. Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. 31 days. So you spend a whole month of your life on this, possibly.
Sure.
If you follow the walkthrough.
I've spent comparable or more time. I think I spent like over 1,000 hours on WoW.
Oof.
When I was a younger man, so.
Younger, now you're wise and wiser.
That's debatable. But
so,
I think the random elements, I like the theming too. like the Kraken good job, the punny names and different things. But yeah,
I do appreciate that.
For killing the Krakens, all of them have, like I said, a little rhyme or a little riddle. A company's items are sold to the loyal. 5 upgrades rewards you with their finest spoil. And that's for getting 5 upgrades from a specific faction.
I really do like. I'm just glancing at the list. I like the what shall we do with the drunken sailor? I mean, for vomiting for the first time.
Oh, yep, and that's simple. Yep, they have beer on the ship. I mean,
but it's just a shame. It's just a shame that this list is on a game like this. So when you talk about it's not too challenging, is it just grindy? Is that the challenge?
It's going to take you time. So
it's nothing that's like super difficult or anything.
No, I wouldn't say that. So there's one for sailing 1,000 nautical miles on gold hoarder voyages. So you have to get gold hoarder voyages, and you have to just sail your boat. So you just have to play the game a lot, which is good because you have to do 250 gold hoarder voyages. And that's a 19.93 ratio for doing that.
Is that something you can load right into, or is that like a random event?
No, it's something you can. So every time you start it, you start with nothing. So you also don't have to grind out for anything specific because everything that you're getting money for is purely cosmetic. So the money doesn't really matter. So you'd go up, you go to your gold hoarder guy that's there, you accept a voyage, you propose it to the crew, everyone votes on it, and then you go out and you go do it. And once you complete it, hey, you did 250 gold hoarder voyages, you're probably going to be on a good enough for the miles, and then you level up with that faction to get absolutely nothing, really.
That sounds like fun.
It's more about the journey than the destination, if you think of it that way. Because you're going to get, I would say that you're going to have a much better time getting the thing than having the thing itself. It's not the having, it's the wanting, So, yeah, is it going to take you a long time? Yeah, of course it is. But I think that doing, some of them are just the right amount of grindy, and especially with friends, it gives you something to keep the game fresh and keep you going with it, and different goals to go with. And it's going to take you a long time, but I think it's worth it. And I'm going to keep chipping away at it, and it's going to take me a while. I don't know if I will ever complete it, but I'll try.
All right, well, I did not expect Sea of Thieves. Well, actually, I did because you told me that's where you were going. Yeah. But I wouldn't expect to run into a good list on that. I guess that's more just the game design, not the list itself. So
they complement each other, and I think that the list, if it had a much more basic list, I don't think the game would be nearly as fun. If it had a very just get one treasure and you're good, something very basic. Because I think it needs to have something to keep you there. And keep you going. And the game itself, that loop is pretty fun, as long as you don't run into other pirates that blow you up and take all your stuff.
Oh,
happens to me quite a bit. But other than that,
all right. Well, I guess there might be some people that have played this game a few more times than Airy-Sky Castle, but. Regardless, let us know what you think in the old Discord, and let us know if we picked any winners or losers or both, and give us some thoughts on some list of your own.
Yeah, always wanted to hear some feedback, so let us know.
All right, well, thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you.
And y'all have a good one.
Yeah, have a good one. Bye, everybody.
So, what's the first thing you need to add to your Lego house? Hello, Horizon here. A garage, of course. Better get to work on those challenges.
Hello, I'm Wakapeil, and having thoroughly enjoyed the mainland of Forza Horizon 4, I set my sights on its 2 expansions, Fortune Island and Lego Speed Champions. Fortune Island is more of the same, but with slightly more treacherous terrain and weather. It also adds the fun Trailblazer events, which ask you to go from point A to B as fast as possible, trying to find the best route, rarely using roads. Fortune Island also tasks you with solving 10 riddles, with solutions readily available online, which leads you to 10 1 million credit chests and often a new rare car. This is a significant amount of money, which I advise you to hold on to for the Forza Horizon 4 endgame of Lego Island. On the surface, Lego Island is a joyful celebration of cars and Lego, but looking closer, it offers the worst achievements present in Forza Horizon 4, subjectively worse than the achievement for completing an entire festival playlist, which requires you to play almost every day for a month. The Lego Island expansion is framed by collecting Lego bricks, which you earn by completing challenges, of which there are hundreds. At least it feels like there are hundreds. Many of them you'll earn just by completing the races and stunts, but there are tons of very specific challenges, like driving from one end of the map to the other in a certain car under a certain time. There are also challenges for finding alien debris, of which there are two types, alien canisters and alien plants. Canisters only appears at night and plants only appears when it is raining. Collecting the canisters is not too bad. While nights are considerably shorter than days, at least you know you will have a few minutes to find a few of them before dawn. Rain, however, is very random. I played an entire summer with no rain, then got half a minute up to 3 minutes of rain in autumn, with little warning it would arrive or stop. To make matters worse, you have to level up your Lego house quite a few times for the alien debris to appear. Likewise with some of the cumulative challenges. Some of the cumulative challenges for stuff like drafting and overtaking may not even be possible to unlock until you have done with your races, making you start events with the sole purpose of grinding drafts and overtaking opponents in different ways over and over again. Unless you've been playing for a very long time, you'll also need to buy tons of sometimes very expensive cars for some of the challenges, often spending hundreds of thousands to tune them to make them viable or even eligible for the challenges. There is tons to do on Lego Island, offering the greatest challenges yet to its players, but also tons of padding and busy work, which was notably absent from the rest of the game. Fortune Island has 24 achievements worth 500 game score and 1100 TA with an estimated completion time of 6 to 8 hours. Lego Speed Champions has 32 achievements worth 550 game score and 1400 TA with a completion estimate of 15 to 20 hours. Both expansions are of very high quality. Unfortunately, Lego Speed Champions drags a bit with its grindy and semi-luck based collectibles. Fortune Island can be started as soon as it is available and will give you a massive credits boost. Lego Speed Champions, however, should probably be among the last parts you play in Forza Horizon 4, as it is a massive credit sink to complete. Have a nice day, everyone!